Hi everyone, my name is Jewel and welcome back on this part 2 series of me turning this thrifted linen blanket into a zip-up jacket. So first things first, I grabbed my computer and started looking on the internet for some inspiration. I knew that I wanted to add a hood and a zipper to this jacket, but I didn't know the type of shape I wanted, so I just kept looking on the internet for different shapes. I then fell in love with the sleeves and the shape of this jacket and knew I wanted to model after this. I then began to use the pattern paper to make the left front of the jacket. Then I began to cut, and finally the left side was completed. Now I had to do the same thing for the right side, so I then began to draw and cut. Now the front two pieces are complete. Now I'm just measuring myself to make sure I have the right measurements for the arm sleeves. Here I'm using one of the front panels as a guide so I can make sure I have the right measurements. Now I'm just drawing and making sure that I have the right length. Then I began to cut. And there you have it. My sleeve and two front pieces are complete. Look at that smile. Now I'm trying something new and adding inseam pockets to this jacket. Finally, I have my pocket, my arm sleeve, and two front panels. Now it's time to transfer my pattern pieces onto this linen blanket. Now I'm just showing that I have my sleeves and two front panels completed. And by this point, I was extremely exhausted, like very tired, but had to keep going. So I started making 3 more arm sleeves. Here I'm using my 2 front pieces to make my back piece. This allows me to make sure that I have the right measurements. And I also transitioned to the floor because I needed more space. Now I have all my pieces ready to go and ready to sew. But first, I still have to align and make sure that the measurements are perfect. And boom, this is how everything looks lined up together. But of course, I was missing one of the most important parts of this project, which was a hood. And finally, I have all my pieces lined up, ready to sew, and I still don't know which zipper I'm going to use yet, but stay tuned for part 3 for more.